Welcome. You are listening to SethMindcast.
Hello and welcome, G's, to the 11th episode of SethMindcast. Empowering dreams, strategizing your path forward. This is today's topic, and this topic is phenomenal. I really want you, I know you're not wasting your time. So basically, I don't want to say anything. We are going to just jump right into the topic, right? So this topic came into my mind with just one quote, right? And it's in my head for a while now. There has never been, I used to write quotes and I've written like thousands and thousands of quotes, but this quote has not left my mind from 2-3 months now. I don't know what's about this line which really motivates me. I mean, it gets me disciplined, right? Let me tell you the quote. The quote is, "People have dreams. You now have a plan. Do you understand?" That's a question mark in the end. So I start thinking, I used to have dreams. Now YouTube is my plan. So, getting something out, building something which stays forever is my dream, right? And now I have a plan. Do you understand? So this is something which shows me that I've leveled up from that dream phase. So I'm out of that dream phase. I'm in the plan phase. So things will shape up better from here on. So that's a hope. Actually, hope is really, really positive. But then, this quote speaks to me a lot. Like even at night when I'm sleeping, I kind of think about this quote, and I'm like, wow, man, somebody said it. Somebody just said it, bro. People have dreams. You now have a plan. Do you understand that? Which means you have leveled up. Right, so fantastic quote. Now let me tell you what happens. This is also for the people who quit their jobs and who are working now, just started working. All right? And this is a huge, huge, huge step to take, because there's so much of fear involved in this situation where what if I don't make it? Right? There's no safety net here. There's absolutely no safety net. And if the entrepreneur falls, he's going to fall in hell. Trust me. So from now on, it's just like every step you take, every decision you make has to make you money or nothing matters. Everything will eventually fall. The partying will fall, the gossiping will fall, the friends will fall, the family waste of time, wherever you family is family, but wherever you're wasting your time, you're going to cut that off to make that extra buck for your employees. Right? You have an idea, you have a boat, now you have to learn how to, operate that boat and take it to the other side. And you know what's beautiful about this thing? It kind of builds you. It builds you into something you're not. And the man who's going to come out of this in the next 2 to 3 to 4 years is going to be phenomenal. You're going to look back at your stage. Now, maybe I'll look back at this video and I'll think, wow, man, we've come too far. Right? So anything given to you without building you up, let's take an example of a rich dad. Okay, I used to read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, but I want to give you a example. Like if you see a rich dad, so the rich dad, but this is nothing to do with Rich Dad, Poor Dad, okay? It's just a rich dad. Gives his son a Ferrari just like that. Like, okay, he's making, $1 billion a day. A Ferrari doesn't matter, like shit. Okay, take it. The guy will not value that. There's no happiness involved in Ferrari. So for him, this Ferrari would be like a Wagoner. Okay, yeah, we got the car. That's it. And for us, oh wow, Ferrari, done it, I've achieved it. So what happens to that person who's gifted a Ferrari from his dad? What does it take for that man to be happy? Have you ever thought this? Did you even think about this? What would it take for him to get happy? The best thing now, when you've started at the bottom, is a blessing for you. Because I cannot think anything which would make that guy happy. what would make him happy? A private jet, and that'll be for a week or a month. He has to do something. Of course, he has money, but he has to do something which has an adrenaline rush in your brain. Like tomorrow morning, I have to get up and I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do blah, I have to do blah. Well, that way. Okay, forget about him. Let's talk about us. Right now, when somebody is starting a business right now, when somebody is starting flipping, drop shipping, their own store or whatever, you know what's going to happen? I'll tell you my personal experience from SethMindcast itself. You know, I used to speak very well English with people, right? And this is the kind of practice I'm doing to improve my language. Because in India, I don't find anybody I can sit down and speak to for hours and hours. No, I'm constantly on the run, and I've never found anybody that way. So now what happens is, this is kind of a practice for me, but I kind of realized that not speaking English for like 3 years, you know, I'm losing the grip. I'm losing the vocabulary. I'm losing the pronunciation, right? So whenever I come back to these lives and I listen to these lives, right, I'm stuck. I mean, I fumble somewhere. I don't use the right word somewhere. My vocabulary messes up. My pronunciation messes up. And now I kind of realize, because I got conscious that this has happened. So I'm going to try hard to improve on that. So, just say 1 year down the lane, if I'm doing this constantly, repetition is the key. Once you start repeating things and doing it over and over and over and over again, you kind of learn. For an example, you're making a website. So you're going to call somebody and say, bro, I need a website. He's going to quote you high, and then you're going to start learning how to make a website. But first time when you have developed that website, logo, hosting, domain, registration, trademark, and everything is done and you're running the website, the next time it's not going to be hard for you to build a website because you already know the ins and outs, right? So this time you are with experience. See, you want a different company, you want to run a different company, and you want a website. With AI, if you're experienced in AI as well, it can create wonderful websites. And from the first time, you'd be better the next time, and the third time, and the fourth time, and the fifth time. Imagine the 100th time. Your skill would be so high, it'll be, seconds you'll make a website. So the same thing is with me right now with SethMindcast. My language is deteriorating. Sometimes I see my Gujarati and Indian trovetsos playing up. I don't know. I want to say something in English and I kind of, say it in a way where it sounds Gujarati or Hindi. So now this will build me up and this will actually refine my speech, saying people are listening. I have to give them value. Right? So you see where everything comes in from one quote. I told you the other day, if you have one thought, we took the thought of a quote saying people have dreams, you now have a plan, do you understand? And it built into a magnificent story. I am loving this. First I thought that I was speaking to a camera, but right now, I think I'm speaking to 5 people. Amazing, isn't that? So you're like coals. If the coals are separated, one side would turn black. You are like coals. You'll have to be between red hot coals for you to stay red hot. Understand? When the coals are lit, only if they are together they are red hot. If they separate, they're going to go black, either one of them or eventually both of them. So SethMindcast is the heat. You are the coals. Keep listening to this, no matter how boring it gets, because I want you to take something home from here. Somebody told me that, do the boring task. Learn to fall in love with the boring task. Only then you'd be successful, because the YouTube logo, the Instagram lives, the attention, the story views, the followers and everything, that's a bright side of this whole business which you're creating. But do you know the flip side? Do you know how many emails you'll have to send? Do you know how many people you have to be in contact with? Do you know how many comments on other pages you'll have to do? Do you know how to build rapport with other YouTubers for you to learn from your same area, right? So from the same field. So that's the boring part. Making these videos is a boring part. Oh, I kind of enjoy, making those pictures, but then getting everything together is a task. And it's boring, it's hideous. Once you have this recording, I can sit and I can polish this recording. I can place cuts somewheres, and I can have that animated logo of subscribe and all, but we are not looking for that. I just want quality people here. But then, again, I have to sit and do that. You know how many pauses and how many, ahs and everything I'll have to chop off before I give you this video? It's a task. It's a boring task. But now I kind of love it because there's something produced which comes out to you and me. Because in the evening I'll have to go, and in the evening I'll have to listen to the podcast all over again and the mistakes I made, if the banner is running, if the images are having those effects or not. Somewhere it might get cut. I had to learn a whole new software, Adobe Premiere Pro, and make this. It takes efforts to do it, and I kind of love this kind of efforts. I like the boring part more. I mean, that's the reason I'm not looking for the limelight. Do you understand? And 5 people listening to this is a win. It's absolutely a win because you vibe with me. It's a different vibe. You understand what I'm saying, and the next time I meet you, maybe we sit down, you discuss some topics to the next level. So right now, if you're dreaming, get into the action phase and say, okay, sit down, and no matter how hideous the process is, the plan is, write it down. Write it down 100 times to polish that plan. Like, if I want to make $1,000, I ask your mind. Mind neural networks are the only place where new ideas are born. And if you're not getting ideas, I'll tell you what to do. You need to take a walk in the woods, barefoot, complete silence. Leave. It is said that environment of the whole forest, the chill, right? And you walking barefoot. Eventually, everybody was barefoot, all right? Nobody has slippers and shoes and stuff like that. We used to run in jungles and hunt barefoot. Some people, we remember that we were barefoot in our childhood, and we used to go to farms and stuff, and our thorn used to prick us, and we used to come home running with that thorn inside, and then mom would kind of remove that thorn. We were all connected to the ground, right? You need to be connected to the ground. It is said that if you want to improve your eyesight, you walk on grass barefoot. So you have to go barefoot. I'm not saying that leave home barefoot. No. Drive your car to the closest forest you have. Park your car in the evening after 5. Just take a walk. And entertain no thought. Just not one thought you entertain. Either is anxiety, fear, anger, or anything disturbing you. Leave that aside for a while and just let your brain empty. Zero. When was the last time your brain stopped thinking? There's something or the other, like a million thoughts that comes every day. When was the last time your brain stood still? So if you're not getting any ideas, build a habit of good. Lot of successful people in the past, including Albert Einstein, used to take a walk in woods for a refresher, for a restart, and for new neural pathways to build to get ideas. Even Da Vinci did it. You get my point? So take a walk in the woods. Let your brain be empty. And all of a sudden at night, you'll get up and you'll have an idea. Okay, write it down. You must have a small book with you. Whichever bright ideas come to your mind, just write it down. Because eventually, you'll forget it. Did this happen to you? Like, you are watching a TV and somebody has your product. Like, oh, I thought of this and damn, this guy has done it. How? You've thought of this years and years before, and the guy has already implemented and he's already doing things. So this is how ideas work. Ideas come to you as seeds. And if you don't act on those ideas, it's going to leave and go to somebody else. Which means your subconscious mind is connected with every soul on earth. That's the way, that's how the ideas are transferred to somebody else, and whoever takes action wins. So even if there is a very small idea you have, for business, you'll only have to solve one problem. The bigger the problem, the bigger the money. It's that easy, trust me. I was listening to Pope on TRW, and he told us that, there's a guy who only makes templates for Notion Press, right? And he is in 7 figures right now. Why? Because people don't have time. The busy people do not have time. You have a template ready from Notion Press, just get it, put your data in, post, results. That's what they think. But only by making Notion Press templates, this guy is 7 figures income. Do you understand me? Okay, we have only seen two sides of people. Like one is poor and the other is extremely rich and the middle class. You don't realize this. There are 3 parts to middle class: low middle class, medium middle class, and upper middle class. So these upper middle class is close to the rich people. So you know what they do? People have 70, 80, 90 properties, right? And they don't even care. Imagine somebody spending 1 crore 36 lakhs in a Nusrat dinner. Just one day. It might not be some people's net worth and he spent it in one dinner. What are these kind of people? They are busy people. They don't have time to build their own templates. Oh, they have something ready? Okay, so there's only one problem you'll have to solve in business. And getting an idea is a cookie in the jar. Okay, you have an idea, here's a cookie. What's the plan? And realize that no business requires money to start. Trust me. Trust me, if you want to talk to me about this topic that you don't require money to start business, I am a G in that topic. Ask me, come down and ask me, I'll give you the right answer of how you can build your business without money. There's always one question, money in, that's it, that's the only question. How is, we are not making if you're starting a new business, we are not making a website, we are not making cards, nothing. Just zero. Money in. How do I get money in? Do I have a product? Okay, I do have a product. How do I get the money in? That's it. And you don't sell the product, you sell the emotions. Okay, we can have a different call on this, right? It's a very fantastic topic and I'm a fucking G in this, right? So you need to ask me those questions. Okay, if you're very shy on leaving comments here, you can come down to my DM because you're my friends, I know you, right? We can sit and discuss. Maybe we can go live on Insta and we can discuss that, Seth, there's no harm in discussing problems only if there is solutions which will come out of SethMindcast. Right? Ask the questions. It's all right. Chill. So one word, one quote I gave you brought us here. You see the amount of positive vibration, positive energy which is created right now? That's what you're feeling right now. That this guy makes sense, bloody hell. Whatever this guy is saying makes complete sense, but I need clarity. Let me DM him. Right? So right now, whoever is listening and whoever has heard me so far, hit me a DM and say, whoa. Just say, wow, we love that. We love that last episode. I'll realize that you're here. Thank you so much for your time. Really respect it. We are 6, 7 people now, and I kind of enjoy talking to you. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next episode.